The plane. No, nobody under 30 remembers that show. I guarantee you. Nobody under 40 remembers that show. I guarantee you. Hello. It is the Artistic Biker live on Thursday nights where I art with my besties and we just talk about life in general and draw and paint stuff. And tonight, my dear friend Jamie Lynn, the artist poet girl, she sent me years ago. She sent me this little toy sloth that is supposed to be my spirit animal. I made a comment about how sloths are my spirit animal, and she sent this one to me years ago, and I lost it. I couldn't find it, and I've been straightening up around the studio, and sure enough, it popped up. And so I thought this would be a good night to pay tribute to it, so I'm going to paint it. So let me turn the page and get started. Hopefully it all works. Cross his fingers. Yes! It worked. The Klingon word for success is kapla. All right. All right, boys and girls. We're on a roll now. We got the paper out. We got the tape. We got the cameras rotating. And we're live. And Ivy found a sloth so she can color along with us. Cool beans. You know where you could have found one? In the Artistic Biker coloring book. Random Object Randomogrifier coloring book. There's a sloth in there. Shameless plug. That was a shameless plug. And I don't even feel bad. Absolutely shameless plug. And I don't even feel bad. Why? Because I'm a predatory capitalist. Actually, the truth of the matter is, I'm not a very good capitalist when it comes to this. All of the coloring pages that I make are free on my Substack. So if you subscribe to my Substack newsletter, all of the coloring pages that I make are posted there for free. I'm trying to get to the point where I put one up daily. But I'm so busy playing catch up with the ones that I've already made, trying to get them online. I don't want to just dump 50 of them onto my Substack all at once. I mean, I could, or 100, or however many. I don't want to just dump that many of them on there all at once, but I could, because I have that many and more ready. But the goal is to not overwhelm people, especially me. I don't like feeling overwhelmed. I don't like it. Claudia did a very nice countdown. Yes, Claudia's been in the vertical side counting down for the last, 30 minutes?
Oh, now she's over.
Now she's on the horizontal side.
All right. Are we going to play tag?
Yeah, because she's up late. She's playing around. It's the middle of the night. She's got the dreaded. What do you call that when you can't stop when everything's funny because you're so tired? Yeah, I don't remember either. We had a term for it in college. I can't remember what it was. It's not a global term or anything like that. It's more like just a term between friends, but I can't remember what it was. The dreaded mahangas. It was the dreaded mahangas when everything is funny because you're exhausted and you can't sleep. The dreaded mahangas. It is 2 a.m. where Claudia is, and she said it's 30 degrees Celsius, which is about 86 Fahrenheit?
Yep.
It's 94 Fahrenheit here, but it's only 7 p.m.
It feels like 110.
I don't buy into the whole feels like stuff. That's subjective.
Yeah, well.
You know what it feels like to me? Hot.
Yeah. There's one person in this house that has no sense.
Just the one?
Yes, today. Yes, that person unloaded limbs out of the back of the pickup today.
Yeah?
It was about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's a horrible time to do that. I was asleep.
Absolutely.
I had to sharpen my pencil. I took a nap.
We've all just, put a bug in his dermatologist here. Like, look at his tan. Doesn't he look good for being out in the sun?
My dad, who has had bouts with skin cancer for the last 20, 30 years now, going out in the sun with no hat. What?
Down the vertical.
Myra? Myra Escalante?
Okay.
Buenas noches, Myra. I don't know if you speak Spanish or not, but you have an Hispanic name. I barely speak Spanish. The people at my job have discovered, rather, that I speak Spanish well for work. I don't speak Spanish well for the personal stuff. Like, I can't ask you how your kids are doing or if you like the movie and then talk details about the movie. But I can talk about work all day. And that surprised them because then they didn't know what I understood when they were talking about us. Kind of made him nervous, just a little bit. What don't you see? Maybe there's not a sloth in there. Let's see. Nope. There's no sloth listed on the back. That must be in volume 2 that's about to come out. Foreshadowing.
It's only 75 with Pamela is.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, but if she's down in that part of the country, it snows in July.
I know. Pamela, I was in Shattuck. I was in Shattuck visiting my aunt once. And Shattuck is not far from Guyman. Pamela's in that neck of the world, Oklahoma. Anyway, I was visiting my aunt there, and she asked me why I didn't come by more often. And I told her I couldn't stop by in Shattuck because I'd get snowed in. And this was early October. It may have been late September, but it was either early October or late September. And she said, "Oh, it's not going to snow this time of year." And while we were standing there talking, it started snowing. And I said, Aunt Greta, look at this right now. It is snowing. I have got to get out of here before I get snowed in. And that has been a running joke in our family forever because nobody wants to get snowed into Shattuck. Shattuck is one of those places. There's like 20 people that live in town. And at the time, they had a pool hall, they had a convenience store gas station, and they had a laundromat. And I think that was pretty much all of the industry. But she was,
Hospital.
oh yeah, in the hospital. And she says, "Oh, it's not going to snow this time of year." And darned if it didn't start snowing while we were standing there talking.
Uh-oh.
I used to have to drive from Chickasha, Oklahoma to Trinidad, Colorado, and I would stop in Shattuck, or if I went to Kansas, I would stop in Shattuck and see my aunt. because she would always bake a pie and put on coffee for me. If she knew I was coming, there'd always be a fresh pie and fresh coffee. If she didn't know I was coming and I had time to wait, there would be a fresh pie and fresh coffee. She spoiled me almost as much as my grandmother did. Just a beautiful, beautiful woman. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Rick says he's late to the party, but here he is. We missed you, Rick. The party doesn't really start until you get here, so. This is not like the morning show. I can take artistic liberties with this one. In the morning show, the premise is that I'm trying to draw what I see, and I'm trying to get practice to drawing what I see. On this show, I can take artistic license. Like I can take that branch and I can take it on up out of there. I don't have to stop that branch right there. And I can take this branch and I can go on up out of there. And I can go on this way with this branch, and I can make it go this way.
Do you think on the vertical you could scoot over a little bit to the right?
What do you mean?
You don't see the end of your pencil.
Really? Because I'm looking at the vertical and I see me exactly. I see exactly what I intend.
Well, now you moved your pencil over to the edge. But before all we had a lovely video of your hand.
Huh.
But now it's centered.
That's crazy tough. You know why? Because the overhead is changing scenes.
Yes, it is.
And the vertical is tied to the overhead.
I guess you're supposed to do that.
Let me see if I can make the vertical not do that. There. That should stop the vertical from switching scenes. That should stop it. There we go. Now I have to have coffee. Has anybody figured out? Creating with Becca. What is her schedule? She's supposed to be on tomorrow. Ivy's going to stream tomorrow, Friday. She'll stream live. She'll stream live from 12 to 4 Central Time, 1 to 5 Eastern Time. I think that's right. But I think Creating with Becca is an evening program, and I was going to try and join her this week. I always try to art with Ivy on Fridays. I took today and tomorrow off, so I shouldn't have any corporate sponsorship issues. I should be able to join. All day tomorrow, unless I break. I've got some chores around the house that I'm trying to get done, and as long as I don't break any of the stuff around the house, I shouldn't have any problems joining you. But I don't know what Becca's schedule is. Ivy says she may scream. You never know. I scream every chance I get. I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I've about had it with pencil. I really, I probably can't tell you how much I want to switch to ink, but we do that on the second portion of the show, not the first portion of the show. The first portion of the show, we try to keep it all watercolor. So I have a watercolor-based pencil that's light orange. I have a blue one if I'm doing a cool scene like underwater, sharks or anything like that. I'll use a turquoise blue one, and then I have this light orange one for when I'm doing warm, sunshiny scenes. So I'm missing a brush. I need this brush red jar. All right, let's get some water on the paper. I'm not going to jump straight into the shadows. I'm going to start a layer of the background first, because that's going to take the longest. Trying to add some leaf shapes. But I want the paper wet first, not so wet that it pools, but wet enough that I don't know, how would you describe it? Not wet enough that it pools, but wet enough that the paint doesn't soak up and dry immediately. I want the paint to sit on the page for just a minute, spread around. But you can see everything is super dry. It always amazes me how high the humidity is here in Houston, and yet how fast the stuff dries. With the high humidity, you would think this stuff would stay wet longer. And the fact that we have mold everywhere outside, kind of lends itself to that idea that things should stay wet longer. But I mean, everything just dries super fast. My paints dry if I don't continually add water to them. My paper dries. It's just crazy. I'm going to start with some yellow. This is just a background. Don't panic. But when I do this, I want to make sure that every area is filled in. I don't want white shining through the background. So we're going to do this in layers. Trying very hard to make it look random, because we don't want individual shapes standing out. It's a background. I don't want your eye drawn to the background. So I don't want you saying, is that a face? Is that a... What do you do there? So my wife is having a medical procedure. She's had some issues with blood clots and veins. And so I took off work. I didn't take off work for that. I took off work to get the studio straightened out, and then found out that she scheduled that at the same time. She scheduled that not knowing that I had already taken off work. But the things that I had planned to do got sidetracked when I found out that she was going to be going to get this medical procedure done. Because as important as this is to me, and you guys and all this stuff, you all pale in comparison to how much I worry about her when she has procedures like this done. So that is what my day has been like today. Looking after my beautiful young bride. We went to La Madeleine for breakfast afterwards because anytime somebody has traumatic procedures like that, you should have sweet treats. And so she brought me a scone. Pamela says, you got a clean paper towel. I demand a refund. Okay, Pamela. There you go. All I did was at the last minute threw a clean paper towel underneath it.
Obviously, I hope it's a quick recovery.
Yeah, I hope so too. She's in a lot of pain, but she's a stubborn woman. You can't get her to stop running for anything. She's right now. She is taking my son around to put flags out for the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts. He hasn't been a Cub Scout in 10 years. But she's out running around helping him put flags out for the Scouts. When we have a 21-year-old daughter that could be driving him while she rests with her feet up like she's supposed to. I mean, you can't get her to shut down for anything.
I'm surprised they aren't getting a final items for his next trip.
You're surprised what?
That they aren't gathering any final last minute items for his next trip.
You know, believe it or not, they're really quite prepared for this trip.
Well, and it helps because they have mom's done it once before, so.
Well, and it really helps that he just came off of a camping trip.
Yeah.
He has 3 camping trips in a row, doesn't he? He's got the one he just came off of. And then he's got Philmont this week, which is a very intense camping trip for Scouts.
And it's a 3-week one.
And then he has summer, and then he has the summer camp when he gets back.
And camp.
Philmont's 3 weeks. He's going to be gone 3 weeks to Philmont.
He'll be back July. He'll be back July 5th.
I don't like that at all.
And then he's home a week, and then I think he's gone a week.
I don't like that at all. Nope, no sir. Don't like that one bit. All right, let me dry this real quick, and then we can move on to my favorite part, which is the shading.
I said, wait, what?
What? What is she whatting about? About how she's out driving around, or about how my son is going to be gone for weeks on end for camping? All of the above. Let me dry this real quick. We'll switch to the Yeti. There we go. Anyway, what I was saying was we're going to warm it up with a little yellow ochre before we come back with the vermilion. We want to make sure that there's any white left showing. It's white we put there on purpose for a highlight, not something that we forgot to paint. And I can go along the edges to make sure that if there's any areas that I missed earlier, they get taken also. They get covered up. Okay. Now then, I'm gonna have to change that camera. Camera. Hang on a second. Somebody has bumped that camera and it doesn't show what it's supposed to show. Because it's supposed to do that. It's not supposed to just show my gut hanging up over the table. It's supposed to show all of the artwork. It's supposed to show the whole scene. Can you guys still hear me, or do I need to turn the mic up?
You need to turn it up a little bit, I think.
Okay, yeah, because it's a little further away, so it doesn't pick me up as well. Let me know how that is. I want to make sure I don't blast you out of the room, but it just needs to be enough that you can hear the whole thing.
It's good now. Oh.
Mixing up a little Payne's Gray so that I can do my favorite part. I probably never told you guys this before, but this is my absolute favorite part of the whole process. This part that's coming up right now. And I love the fact, love the fact that I can do it with the big brush.
Pamela's vermilion.
That's coming, Pamela, I promise. Ooh, that's too dark. Somehow I got paint all over the studio. I don't know how that happens. I'm not real sure how the paint gets all over the studio like this.
Your best clothes have paint on them.
All of my best clothes have paint on them. That's what makes them my best clothes.
Ivy says you never mentioned it to her.
I've never told you how much I enjoy this part of the process. Ivy, I've been remiss as a friend. I'm sorry. I've been absolutely remiss as a friend. I can't believe I've let our friendship go this long without having mentioned it at least once. It seems like a horrible thing for you to find out this way, but at least you found out. I mean, it's not like I kept it a secret forever. I just hope that you can one day forgive me for not coming out sooner. to let you know that this is my favorite part. This is the part that turns it from a line drawing to a dimensional drawing. For me, this is the part that gives the whole thing form. And sometimes I get carried away with it. Because I just love this part so much. Do. Now, I do think the shading on that tree needs to be just a touch darker. I'm gonna mix up just a little bit more. I'm gonna mix up just a little bit more Payne's gray. I'm gonna go right underneath there, especially in the cast shadows. Like that. There we go. Now I want to dry that so that it doesn't interact with the vermilion when I come back with the vermilion.
Hey, Marty.
Marty, hey, I'm glad you showed up, Marty. We were asking a minute ago if anybody knew what Becca's schedule was. Let me dry this real quick. Oh man, I was hoping. Marty says not really aware of most people's schedules. I was hoping you could tell us when Becca. I know Becca said something about going live on Fridays, and on Saturdays she does a hop, or she does some kind of setup where she does a panel with other artists. And that one lasts most of the day, she says. So I don't know what her schedule is like. But I was going to, since I'm off, especially since I'm off tomorrow, I wanted to make sure I made it to Ivy's show tomorrow from noon to 4 Texas time and from 1 to 5 Eastern. I wanted to make sure I made it to that one. When you paint like this, always paint in the direction of the fur. Because when you come back to add details to the fur, you don't want them to compete with your paint strokes. What, Mom?
I can't. I'm on the first page and I can't find any time. I don't find a time listed anywhere.
One of the things you have to remember about sloths, they hang upside down so much their fur actually grows towards the center.
Really?
Yeah, their fur comes out of their back and comes up and grows up to their center. Instead of growing like everything else, where the fur goes this way, their fur comes and forms a mat on their belly, and they usually have algae, because they spend practically their whole life upside down, and they usually have algae in their chest. Now, this is not on this show. We don't normally talk about this stuff. This is normally the stuff we save for the morning show when I talk about facts. But it just so happens I know a few things about sloths because this is my spirit animal. But they spend so much time hanging upside down that their fur grows the opposite way that you'd expect. And they have a moth whose entire life cycle is based on the matting of their fur. The moth, that once a day, once every 24 hours, this thing has to climb down. I don't know if it's every 24 hours or if it's once a week, but very infrequently this thing has to climb down the tree to go poo on the ground. And it's the most dangerous time of its life because it takes such a long time to do it. And then while it's down there, there's a moth that goes down and lays eggs in the poo. And then the eggs hatch and the larvae develop. And the next time the sloth goes down there, the larvae jump onto the sloth and go back up to the sloth and live in its. And then there's an algae that grows in the fur from the moth waste, and the sloth eats that algae. It's just crazy how that works, because they move so slow. They have an entire ecosystem. There's beetles. There's an entire ecosystem in their fur because they move so slowly. Anyway, we don't usually go over that kind of stuff on this show. That's usually the kind of stuff we reserve for the morning show. But I'm happy to talk about it. I'm going to come in with some burnt orange on that tree. Then I'm going to water some down, and I'm going to add essence of back here. Like so. Make sure I get all the paint out of my brush. The last thing I'm going to do on that background, I am going to blue it just a little bit. I'm just going to take a really light, just a really light haze, cobalt blue. I'm just going to move it to the back. Give it a little atmospheric perspective and move it to the back. My clean paper towels do not want to cooperate. I don't have this problem with old paper towels. Just going to go through and add just a little bit of atmospheric perspective here. That way, whatever colors I add to the sloth will pop out. Quite a charm. Got one camera that's too high and one camera that's too low. How does that work when it's the same camera? I don't understand it. Okay. Where are we? How are we doing on time? Oh, goodness. All right. I'm going to come in with some Prussian blue here. And start adding some details into Sloth. My mom says she needs to change. My granny goes to the hair salon every Friday. My mom's saying she needs to change the hair appointment to Thursdays. You know, for years it was Thursdays. She wants to change it to Thursdays though, so she can join Ivy on her show. Can't talk. Farting. going on right here? What should be happening right there? I think that burnt orange should have come up inside there. Now then, we can move to a smaller brush. This one. We can come in with some other colors. We can take full advantage of our artistic license. Do. I can't paint those eyes in there until I can get that blue taken care of. So I'm going to have to dry it one more time, which means more dancing for Claudia. What the? That was a really intense color. Can't talk. I don't know why I can't talk. For some reason I can't talk and art at the same time and chat. Okay. Let me dry that real quick, and then we can come back and add his eyes in. And then we can add we can also add the fine lines for the fine hairs. And any leaf detail. I lost that highlight on his nose. Let me scrub that highlight back out real quick. Get my handy dandy paper towel and some water and a stiff brush. Then we can come back in with some darker paint and reshape it. like so. And then we'll start with the blue to get those eyes in. And then I'm just going to put, I may have to add some gouache to this. Luckily I have some right here. Make that just a little more opaque. Let me come in with the fine liner. I have a mud tray here. All the stray colors end up in this corner, and it always makes a mud tray for me. And that mud tray, everybody poo-poos the mud tray until it's time to not use black, but you need a dark color. Everybody says, oh no, you don't want to make mud in your watercolors. I do. Absolutely do. I use that as a black substitute. As long as you use it sparingly, it's fine. Are you holding your breath, Mom?
No, I'm looking at the difference in my monitors. On my laptop, I'm breathing. The painting art is still bright, vivid. Just beautiful, bright, vivid colors.
Yeah.
On my full-size screen, they're muted.
Yeah.
And I know it's the monitors, but it's interesting to compare the two. Gosh.
I didn't say anything.
No, you're laughing because you know I was holding my breath.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing about you.
Oh, you seem to have been doing that a lot lately. I'm glad you did humor it.
You know,
Yeah, you do. If you only knew the humor we had of this house. Everybody must be arting.
or holding the breath.
Right.
I'm holding my breath.
I wonder if Claudia gave up to the sleep bug.
That poor thing. She needs to sleep so she can come join us for lunch tomorrow. Not so that she can have a better quality of life. So she can come to my show. All right. It's so easy to overwork this kind of stuff. So I'm going to stop there.
Marty says she's there like with her eyes open. I've forgotten where Marty is.
Marty, where in the world are you? What part of the world do you inhabit? Inhabit. The word you're looking for is inhabit.
Rick is arting. He's drawing a pencil drawing of 5 baby sloths on a limb. Colored pencil.
5.
Michigan.
5 baby sloths on a limb.
Uh-oh,
Michigan.
I knocked you over. Sorry.
Michigan. Wow.
Rick's gonna send you what he has. He started when you started.
All right. And then the only other thing I want to do is I'm going to add some leaf shape to the background. I'm just going to come in with some, not quite paint spray, I'm going to do a cobalt Prussian mix. And I'm just going to make some I'm just going to add some, I'm just going to break that background up. It's just too one color for me now.
Marty says she thought sloths like to be upside down.
They do like to be upside down, but this one is not upside down in the model. I could have hung it upside down. Totally could have hung it upside down. Probably should have.
What are you doing, dog?
All right, I think that's enough. And break up the harsh lines.
Is that a word? That does look leafier.
Yeah, you can't just have the bright lights. You got to have the shadows. All right, let me dry this real quick, and I'll sign it. You know what? I could sign it now. And then push the dryer button. All right. Take the tape off of it, add some cherry syrup, and we'll call her done. Call it a Sunday. So there is Sloth 1. I'm gonna have to order some more paper soon. We're head on down to Texas Art Supply. That's probably what I should do, is go to Texas Art Supply and order some paper. All right, so let's set that one aside. And I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's take about a 5-minute break. We'll go, everybody refresh your drinks, and go do the potty break. We'll take about 5 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll do what's on your easel, and then we'll move on to the illustrative portion of the video. So we'll be right. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What day is it? Oh, hang on. I got to do it this way.
I got me a lover down in New Orleans. Kept me warm in the winter, left me frozen in the spring. Why am I? How the seasons go by. I like to get high and I love to get low. So the hearts keep breaking and the heads just roll. Whoa. So the story goes. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. I'm climbing over mountains and I'm sailing overseas. 1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me. They always wanna come, but they never wanna leave. My exes and the uh-ohs, they haunt me. Like a ghost, they want me to make them my own. They won't let go. X's and O's. Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could be so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see people are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. You wanna go where people go, people are all the same. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
here at the Artistic Biker Laboratories, our research and development team have been working hard to develop a chemical that once ingested will turn anyone into an amazing artist. Watch while I demonstrate on this lab assistant. Safety first. Take this pill. Oh my. Oh, well, I think that we shall call this a limited success. But until there is a magic pill to make you an amazing artist, just keep practicing and keep watching the Artistic Biker Live on Thursday nights from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Central Time. That's artisticbiker.com/Ustream. That's the letter U, stream.
That squeezes it to make a shape. To make a shape. See? It makes a shape.
Dinosaurs? You got dinosaurs?
There's only one dinosaur. This is a turtle.
What's a turtle? What is that?
A penguin.
Penguin? Oh, that's not a dinosaur. I see it. And then we have, what is this? A flower?
A flower and a square. Dad, can you move this? And you have to trace it over and then like.
Oh, I see. Okay, this goes in here like this.
And then you put this in to squeeze the Play-Doh out.
Oh. So then we could take a big lump of Play-Doh like this.
I can put it a little bit in.
Stick it in there like that.
And then squeeze it out.
Squeeze it out.
And then make a moon.
Like a big moon syringe.
And then you just cut it off. See? And then you just cut it off because you don't want it to stick all over the place. Now I have to cut it.
Okay.
Because you don't want it to be long to mess up your Play-Doh. There you go.
And then you have to be sure and get it out every time.
You have to get that out.
Why?
So it can't be dirty and dry out the Play-Doh.
So it won't be dirty and dry out the coat.
Hey, I need to put
I just want to make
another moon.
Yeah.
I want to make a circle or a star. And you have to squish it so it can go in there, or you can like fold it where there's. When you see hair, you have to fold it so your models can't see it.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Artistic Biker live from Oasis Studios. How's everybody doing? You can tell there's chaos here. I tell you what, this has been a crazy day. I've had the day off, which always makes me weird because we have the Rock Island Arts Festival going on, and it's not started yet. Today we were setting up. Wow, yes. The Artistic Biker, a proven defense against the zombie apocalypse.
The Artistic Biker, a proven defense against the zombie apocalypse. All right, I think I have my mic issue worked out. Let me change mics again. The Yeti microphone is nice, but let's try this. I think this microphone is a lot better. I think it picks me up. I think it picks me up a lot better, and it's a lot closer, a lot more detailed. So we're going to go with that one. Let me know the volume. I can't tell because I can't tell the volume. So let me just let me know how it works out. Are you there, Mom?
Yeah, I'm here.
How's the mic working out? Can you tell yet?
Yeah, you're just really soft.
Am I still really soft with the new mic?
Yes.
How am I really soft? Because I mean, I know I was soft.
It's fine.
I know I was soft with the Yeti. Everybody in the chat, let me know how the. Hey, and Pamela, I sent you a message in Messenger on Facebook. Rick's PDFs came in blank. Nothing from Rick is sending from his Kindle is coming through, which bothers me because I like when Rick arts along in the mornings with me and he sends it to me from his Kindle, and I like to share those. Okay, so let's do what's on your easel. Dun dun dun. Let's stop. Pamela says we can hear you well. Good. Hopefully I'm not blowing you out of the water. All right, so we've got to stop the screen switcher, and we're going to move to the phone. It's going to go black for just a minute. Don't panic. Don't panic, everybody. I promise you, it's just for a moment while I do the refresh part. And then we can go from there to the emails where we can look at Ivy sent. That is the sloth the Ivy is working on along with us tonight while we are painting sloths. If you're painting a sloth, I hope that if you're painting along, I hope you sent it to me. But there is Ivy's sloth that she's working on. Look at all the little hairs in there. All the little clumps.
She didn't do essence.
Clumps of hair. Well, she didn't draw it. Did she draw it? I don't think she drew it. No, it's in a coloring book. But she watercolored it. Look in there. You can see the strokes. She's not doing pencils. She's doing watercolor. Look at her go. I get a lot of color theory information from her on the way she does her pencils. But she's doing watercolor. She's doing watercolor to honor me. And then she has this shoe house. There wasn't a woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many kids. Oh, Andrew Dice Clay. So there's a little mushroom in the background for the. This is what she's did. This is what she does on her Tuesday shows. See, she's doing that with colored pencil. This is what she does she paints with colored pencil. This is what she does during her Tuesday show. Look at the blending. Look at the detail, the highlights and everything. This is what she does on her Tuesday shows. She does it on Fridays too, but this particular shot is the book she's working in on Tuesdays. And so that's what Ivy sent. And then Pamela sent. There's a few of these, so we're going to go through them. Let me see. Before I start flipping through the images on my phone, I'm going to change cameras. Let me see. I think I downloaded Pamela's a moment ago, but I want to make sure. Oh yeah, you don't need to see me topless. All right, back to my phone. Okay, so Pamela sent small day 5. She's got some eggs. And large, day 6, she has a jirafa. She has a giraffe, and look at his tongue sticking out up there. And then on day, what day is this? Oh, this is my coloring book. She's got a whale, and I can't tell what this is from this image. Oh, it's a snail. She's got a snail over there. But look, she's got a copy of my coloring book. Product placement? What? Shameless plug. What? You can get that on Amazon, by the way. And she has a whale over here. Large. Apparently, she's alternating. Even days are large days, and odd days are small days. But here she has a whale jumping out of the water on a large day 8, and then she has a small day 9 butterfly. And then she has a buffalo, day 10. Elephant feet, day 12. And so that's what Pamela sent. And then Rick sent these are the sloths, 5 baby sloths on a tree limb that he was doing while I was painting. He was painting. This looks like crayon. Is this crayon? Pastel? And then this is on Pamela's easel tonight. She's got an infant portrait that she's working on. Just lovely stuff. I've decided to start spending some time doing faces daily, but I haven't started it yet. I've committed to it, but I haven't started it yet. So, what's that?
Were those sloths with Rick?
Yeah, the 5 sloths were Rick's color pencil. And so I have been working frantically trying to get caught up on my YouTube channel because let me just do this one more time because we can't just be going through the photos on my phone willy-nilly. You never really know what you're going to come across there. But I thought I would show this off. This is one of those things that I'm proud of. Artistic Biker, welcome to the YouTube Partner Program. Congratulations, your dedication has paid off, and you are now among a prestigious community of creators building their voices and businesses on the YouTube. So I have managed to get into the Partner Program. So that makes me very happy. I don't get paid for ads yet. Right now, all I can do is charge you guys fees, and that's not really my business model. So I will put a link to the coloring book. Eventually, I'm going to put a link to the coloring book on the YouTube pages because now I can do that, and then people can just click the link and go straight to the Amazon and get the coloring book. But you know the point of the coloring book. Let me show you a little fun fact about the coloring book. The whole point of the coloring book, the pages are free. You don't have to buy a coloring book. You can subscribe to my Substack feed, and it's just go to substack.com and type in Jonathan Manning, and you'll find me. And let me just show you this little fun fact about every one of these pages. Every one of these pages has a link. See, this image has a video, and there's a QR code, and there's a link to the video, and you can take your phone and you can click that QR code, go straight to the video. And for me, that's the whole point. I want to get people to the YouTubes watching the videos. So I give the coloring pages away for free. You're more than welcome to go to it, or you can go. I've got a coffee page where you can go and you can download. You can download all of them, but that one is not free. That one's like $5 a month, which I will list here eventually. It's not there yet because this just happened. But it's not my goal to charge you guys to participate. It's my ultimate goal to get like Dick Blick Art Supplies to pay, or Safari to pay, or Toymani to pay. That would be the ultimate goal for me, because or maybe Sailor Jerry's rum to pay, or Maxwell House coffee to pay. That would be the ultimate goal for me. I forgot to pick my phone back up so that I could get my next sloth picture. The whole reason I picked my phone up was so that I could do the next sloth painting. So I've got my reference photo there. I'm going to set it up there, and we are going to turn the page and get started. Woohoo! Oh, wait. Hang on. I got to do the spiel. That's what was on my easel. That's what was on your easel. If you would like to be a part of what's on your easel, simply send an email to blade@artisticbiker.com with easel in the subject line, and we will use your works to inspire other people to do stuff, because the whole point of this is to give people permission to be creative. So many people want creativity in their life, need creativity in their life, but they're afraid to express that creativity because they're afraid they'll get mocked, they'll be made fun of, they're afraid that they're not good enough. And my whole point is it doesn't matter if you're good enough. What matters is that you express yourself, get that creativity out there in the world, because the world needs your creativity. And it doesn't matter what your creativity is. Your creativity could be drawing, painting, singing, dancing, sculpting, could be finance. And if you don't believe there's creativity in finance, you've never filled out an expense report or a tax form, I guarantee you there's creativity in finance. Maybe your creativity is in making love. Whatever it is, take pictures of it, send pictures of it to me. I may not show all of the pictures, but I certainly want to see them. Send them to me with the subject line easel, and we'll use your works to inspire other people, because that is our whole purpose here on this show. So that said, now I can turn the page and get started. Dun, dun, dun. There's my little girl. Hi, little girl. No, you made me spicy chicken nuggets before the show started. Remember? I love you too. Yeah, Pamela's talking about how Ivy does all of her highlights and stuff on her coloring show, and Ivy paints with colored pencils. So she's really quite impressive with what she can do, and she actually teaches a lot of color theory on her show. So totally worth hanging out. Totally worth hanging out. Now I just need to find somebody who knows when Becca streams so that I can make it over to Becca's stream. Trying to finish out this book. This book has faces in it, and it has watercolors in it, Christmas in hands, and all kinds of stuff in it. But it has lots of blank pages in it that I want to finish out. So we'll put a sloth here. Subtle hint. Alrighty. Start by getting that support rope in, because I think everything's anchored to that rope. If we don't have that rope in the right place, nothing else is going to land where we want it to. The composition is the most important part, because that's how you make sure everything's going to fit on your page where you want it to fit. If you ever see that your painting is too far to the left or right or top or bottom, or you end up putting part of your painting off the edge of the page, or cropping it because you didn't leave room for it, it is precisely because you didn't spend enough time on the composition part of it. And that's okay. I mean, you didn't do anything wrong per se, but if you want to fix it, this is how. You spend some extra time on the composition part. Figure out where the anchor points are, put them in first. My problem is I put a lot of pencil marks on here, and then I get confused about what's next. He has a fourth leg on another rope way in the background. I think I'm going to ignore it. I think we're just going to pretend his fourth leg is obscured by this. Artistic license. We call that artistic license. They always look like they have a smile. The way their face is shaped, they always look like they're smiling, and they're always so bright-eyed and innocent looking. you know, I don't know if you've seen Zootopia, but in Zootopia, the people who work the desk at the DMV are sloths. I'm pretty sure the people at the DMV don't think that's funny, but I think it's hilarious. And everybody in the theater thought it was funny when we watched it. But the best part is at the end of the movie, and I'm not going to give away. I don't want to give away spoilers if you haven't watched it. Turn it down so you don't hear the spoiler. But at the end of the movie, they have a street racing gang that they have to chase down, and the street racing gang is run by the sloths. Still my spirit animal. I love the way they're happy to hang about, eat crackers that fell into their belly button, and not really concern themselves with the rest of the world. This whole thing is worthwhile just to hear my mother laugh. If I don't do anything else successful, I've successfully made my mother laugh on this, and so that's a win. No matter how else everything else turns out, I made my mom laugh, so that's a win.
Eating the crackers out of his belly button.
All right, that's enough pencil marks. We're moving to ink.
That's like a little guy sitting in his high chair with his feet propped up on his high chair. Getting the crackers out of his belly.
Yeah. Did you ever see him put crackers between his toes to hold them in place while he was waiting to eat them? That kid. I wish we'd have had a picture. You know how you're supposed to take pictures of your kids and give them to the high school?
We have so many.
I wish we'd have had one of that.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious. I wish we'd have had a picture of that to put on there. Of him with crackers between his toes. Rick says, my dad told me your belly button was to put salt in so you could dip celery in while you were in bed. You know, Rick, I've never quite tried that one, but I know it's a good place to keep the soap out of the bathwater. I have a lot of pencil marks here to be wary of. I want to make sure that I follow only the ones that make sense to me, to my drawing. Because it is so easy. So easy to get those confused. I should show you. Let me show you this drawing, this picture real quick. I want you to see how the fur grows so that it meets on his back, because he spends his whole life upside down. The majority of his life upside down. Where all the other animals, that fur grows the other way and meets on their belly. His fur grows and meets on his back. That's what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, I love them.
Oh yeah, any precious? What's up?
Rick's just talking about many uses. When they took my right kidney out during cancer surgery, they covered up my belly button. Oh well, I guess he can't have celery now.
You don't have a belly button anymore? How do you keep the soap out of the bathwater? Oh, can't talk. Arting. Ivy says her belly button was voted most crooked in high school. I'm curious how people knew that, but you'll share that story when you're ready, I'm sure. All right. Now, let's frame it in. And we also want to add in these things in the background. But we want to leave them as part of the composition, not as focal points. So I'm just going to very lightly sketch them in with an ultrafine fountain pen. We want them in the background, but we don't want them to become relevant to the painting, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. Now let's get those stray pencil marks taken away. We're going to say goodbye to this kneaded eraser tonight. This is the last time this kneaded eraser has been with me for 460, how many days? What day are we on? 445 days. This was a brand new kneaded eraser when I started this iteration of the program. We could probably get another couple of months out of it, but I find that it is leaving as much graphite behind as it is picking up at times. Not all the time. Like right now, it's doing a pretty good job. Probably because it knows it's the end of its life. It's like, no, Daddy, don't throw me out.
You didn't throw it over the fence.
Like I do all the crawfish. When the crawfish dies. We have a pet crawfish named Bob. You guys need the backstory because, like, Marty's never heard this. We have a pet crawfish named Bob, and I think we're on the 13th Bob. I'm not really sure, but every time Bob dies, we have a ceremony where we throw him over the back fence, and it's a very solemn ceremony, and it ends with one of us going, "Yeet," as we toss him over the back fence. And all I can think is, imagine you're in the car driving down the street, because it's a pretty busy street behind our back fence. Imagine you're in the car driving down the road, and all of a sudden a crawfish hits your windshield. You know, where did the crawfish even come from? How do you explain that to your... It's not like it... You'd have to really be speeding for the crawfish to damage your windshield, because it's not a heavy thing, and we don't add a whole lot of force to the throw. So
sometimes it flies back at you.
No, I don't remember the crawfish flying back at me, but that would be hilarious.
What? It wasn't you. It was your lovely daughter.
I think she hit the top of the fence and it bounced back.
Yeah.
That was great fun. She didn't quite give it enough yeet to get it over the fence. So that may be what happens to our kneaded eraser. I'm not going to use the water brush for this. I'm going to use the paint brushes for this.
Yeah, Mary, AA2 on vertical.
Hey, Mary. Thanks for joining us. Give us a shout. Tell us where you are in the world. That's always fun for me to find out where people are joining us. Where people are joining us from and how they found us.
She says, "Yeah, I finally found you in a pod."
Yay! Well, good, Mary. I'm glad you did. You came just in time for my favorite part. The shading is my absolute favorite part of the whole process. This is the part that turns it from lines on a page to a dimensional drawing. Texas? I've been to Texas. I am in Houston. Well, I'm just outside of Houston. We can still see stars, but we're pretty close to a Walmart. Just outside of Houston.
She really likes your drawings.
Thank you very much, Mary. I appreciate that. I truly do. After about 10 minutes, my screen starts to go blank. Starts to go shut down. It's kind of how I keep track of where I am and what I should be doing.
phone screen?
Yeah. It's set to shut down after 10 minutes. So when it shuts down, I know I've spent too long on this one part or this part. It's time to move on. But I just started shading, so I know I just didn't reset it after I finished the drawing part.
She's actually from Cuba. She used to see the stars all the time.
Oh. Estás una cubana. Muy bien, muy bien. Cuando hablar en español, hablar muy rápido o despacio. La mayoría de las cubanos hablar muy rápido para mí es muy difícil para comprender, pero me gusta practicar. She said yes. Actually, I don't think she said yes. I think she said sí, and my computer translated it because it's got the little translation symbol. She speaks rapidly. She's from Cuba, so she speaks rapidly. Lots of people from Cuba speak very rapidly, and it's very difficult for me to understand, but it's fun to practice with them because they speak so rapidly. It helps me understand everybody else. If I can understand the cubanos, then I can understand everybody else. Si comprendo los cubanos, es más fácil para comprender los todos. Porque nadie habla con así rápido de los cubanos. Ivy got that exactly right. I understand the slower Spanish. I understand the country people. You know, like around here, the majority of people speak the Spanish of northern Mexico. The majority of the Hispanohablantes around here speak the northern Mexico Spanish, and that's cool. But there's lots of other Spanish. There's Ecuador. There's Cuba. There's Colombia. There's Haiti. There's lots of other Spanish around, and there's lots of other Spanish, especially in Houston. Venezuelan. There's lots of other Spanish. Paraguayan. There's lots of other Spanish in Houston, and so you might say something that's innocuous in Mexico. And come to find out that it is quite vulgar in Venezuela. So you have to be familiar with that kind of stuff, or at least be aware of that kind of stuff. But if you're gringo like me, they'll typically give you a pass because they know you don't know the idioms around the world. But they have country speakers and they have city speakers and they have foreign speakers. And so for us, the equivalent is, Texas, New York, California, and Scotland. That nobody understands the Scottish except the Scots. I'm going to go ahead and blue that background before we dry it so that it'll be dry.
She said she actually said it in English.
Oh, okay. But my computer still put the translation marks on there.
And then she says Dominican people also speak really fast.
Yeah, they sure enough do. Island people in general speak very, very rapidly.
It's just that a lot of people only think of Mexico when they hear Spanish.
Right. That's very true. I worked at Igloo here in Houston for a brief period, and one of the interesting things, I was a warehouse supervisor, and one of the interesting things about being a warehouse supervisor at Igloo was Igloo has a contract with Mexico. They have to, in order to sell Igloo products in Mexico, Igloo is required to employ a certain number of Mexican nationals, and they employ them through La Agencia, the agency. And the employees came to us from the agency, but of the 120 people that I had working for me that were supposed to be Mexican nationals from the agency, only 5 of them were from Mexico. The rest of them were from Panama, Venezuela, Ecuador, El Salvador. And I had to be careful because all the old men would try to teach me slanderous things to say. And the women who adored me for some reason, probably because I'm beautiful, would always stop them. You stop, you are a bad man. Don't say what he said. Never say what he said. It's very bad. And the men would just laugh. All right. Let me dry that real quick. And then we can move on to the vermilion. Ivy, on three separate occasions, England was conquered by a Latin-speaking language. And because of that, so many English words have Latin roots. And then on a fourth time, the Crusades, part of the Crusades had to deal with Spain, the Moors in Spain. So there was a lot of English, and there was a lot of Latin, a lot of Spanish spoken there, so we picked up a lot of the language from there also. And so English is rife with Latin roots. And once you figure that out, you find so many of our words are almost identical in usage. It's just the pronunciation that's different. And once you figure that out, it makes it so easy to decipher, especially reading it. It makes it so easy to decipher the reading. And then here in Texas, we have the added benefit of so much signage is in English and in Spanish. And I don't want to get political on this. I'm not trying to start an argument or anything like that. But I will tell you that I am a predatory capitalist, and if a grocery store wants to put signs in Spanish so they can double their profit margins. I guarantee you, HEB, all the publicly traded grocery stores, HEB, Walmart, all of the Kroger, all of the publicly traded grocery stores are part of my 401k. And if they can double their profits by adding Spanish signage to their grocery store and adding Spanish recordings to their grocery store, when they double their profits, they double my profits. So I'm all in. Power to you. Let's do it.
Mary says her art teacher was showing the classes new technique you're doing now.
What, the grisaille? Where you color it in with the shading first, all the underpainting first. I love doing it this way. I do need to dry that so that when I come back with the ochre, it doesn't spread around. But it's funny because the French conquered the England, the Romans conquered England, the French conquered England, and then the Vikings conquered France, learned French but with a Viking twist, and then they conquered England again. And so we have three different forms of Latin mixed in the English language. Fun fact, though, that is why England was the English language was one of the first countries to not have a gendered language. And what I mean by that is in Spanish and German, some nouns are masculine, some nouns are feminine. Like hands are, I don't want to get too deep in that. It's so easy for me to get off on that tangent because I love talking about etymology. But the English language doesn't have male and female nouns, and we always think it's weird that the other languages do. But what you have to remember is we used to have male and female nouns, and you can see that. And there's very few examples left. But blonde is the primary example that still exists. Blonde with an E is feminine. Blonde without an E is masculine. And it's one of the few times that you will see that, and it's enforced grammatically. If you type the wrong blonde into a word processor, and the word processor can tell you're talking male or female, it will autocorrect it. It's one of the few times that it still stands out. There's my baby girl again. Hi, baby girl. We're doing a sloth. I love sloths also. Yo también. Me encantan las sloths. Maybe. And we'll get this rope across here. But we used to have gendered language. But what happened is we were conquered by the Dutch on one side of us in England. Back in England, they were conquered by the Dutch on one side, and they were conquered by the Germans, by the French and the Normans on the other side. And one side had, like for instance, apple. Let's just use that as an example. One side had apple as feminine, and the other side had apple as masculine. And the English people never knew which way they were supposed to go with it, so they just used a neuter version and just dropped off the expression of whether it was masculine or feminine altogether. And that is why today the English language primarily does not have masculine and female nouns, and why we think it's weird that all the other languages seem to have it. But lots of other languages have it. Lots. German has it. Dutch has it.
Grandma put vermilion in Spanish.
Was it Spanish or French?
She said Spanish.
Okay. She speaks, I think, Pamela, do you speak French? Or is your name just French?
She also says for you to check your email when you have time.
Check my email when I have time. During the show or after the show?
Ivy says English cars are not male or female.
Sí, pero en español los carros son masculinos. Do you have any idea how long it took me to be able to go carro? I still struggle with that rolled R at the beginning of a word like a Roberto. Rojo. I still struggle with it in that place. But it took me a very, very long time to be able to say things like carro, perro, correr, corriendo, correcto. It took me a very long time to get that down.
She said Pamela says no, she just married it. Which one of your daughters can roll their R's like that?
All of them. And they mock me for it. Granny said, which one of my daughters can roll their R's like that? And I said, all of them, and they mock me for it. Oh yeah, the other one can do all kinds of things like that. I said the other one.
You have two others.
Daughters? Oh, well, I don't know about my lovely daughter-in-law. I'm not sure she can roll her R's or not. I've never heard her try.
I just heard daughters while I was eating my croissant, and I was like, hey, that's me.
Croissant. When you eat your croissant, do you pinch off pieces and put them in your mouth like you're supposed to, or do you bite into them like a savage? Oh my goodness!
The thing that I just bite was not a croissant though. I can't think of the word. It's that strawberry thing that Mommy got.
Oh. Eclair?
No, it's not an eclair.
Are you sure it's not an eclair?
I'm pretty sure. Eclairs are like...
Whatever it is, she'll have her pinky up.
Yeah, it was yummy. I'll put my little pinky up and open. I love pastries. You know, I've been actually looking for my sketchbook and I couldn't find it.
I think you left your sketchbook out here, baby.
Yeah. Found it! Woo!
Hey, babe. Did you look over there?
I want my glasses.
Always nice to you.
You're thinking that.
Well, yeah, that's my job. I love you too. Bye-bye, sweetie.
Henry said something difficult for her to learn about English was the future, present, and past.
Right. But see, we have the same problem with Spanish because Spanish has past participle, past action, past. I mean, there's just so many different. She's going to bed though. Thanks for stopping by, Mary. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you again soon.
Grandma said the email just has a little sketch that she hopes you like. And Ivy says that that girl that was in the witch looks so much like your lovely bride.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the absolute truth? She looks just, I mean, spitting image. When you take their high school pictures and you put them up against each other, it is ridiculous how much alike they look.
Especially when girl 2 had long hair.
Yeah.
And she's got her dad's personality.
Oh, you know,
There's a little bit of mom in there too.
some guy is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
You know, the best part is, and I saw this on the internet the other day, and I hope it's true with my girls. The best part is my girls have reverse daddy issues. Where it's like, what do you mean you're not going to do that? My daddy would. What do you mean you're not going to? My daddy would.
The oldest one has even proved that a time or two.
Yeah, girl 1 has actually said, my daddy's going to pummel you. To a guy 3 times my size and half my age. I'm like, I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Thanks for the confidence.
I make no guarantees. Thanks for the. I'll give it a shot though. The young man that she is currently involved with is a firefighter. Like I said, half my age and twice my size, and required to stay fit. And she's still telling him things like, my daddy will pummel you. I mean, just know that I cheat. I will do it, but I will cheat in doing so. What do you mean? What do you mean you won't go do this with me? My daddy would.
She'll at least hold your own until the popo show up.
I will hope that the police show up. Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah, police showed up when they did, buddy, because I was just about to release Dragon Warrior on your idea. If you've ever seen Kung Fu Panda, that's hilarious.
Or the Ivy says, or the ambulance.
Woo. I let the picture go dark. I have no idea how accurate I'm drawing now. I guess we could find out here in a minute, but I don't really care. Do. How are we doing on time? Oh, good Lord, it's after 9 o'clock. We're going to have to wrap this up. Some of us have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. Get up at 4:30 in the morning, because you know what I get to do at 4:30 in the morning? I get to get up and get ready and art with my besties. Because at 5:30 a.m. Texas time is when I'm going to get up in the morning and art with my besties. Oh wait, this is upside down. This is the way it's supposed to go. Do. Can't talk, Harding. No puedo hablar. Dibujo. Okay. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. There's my sloth. Let's see. Well, my goodness gracious. Let's see. Let's stop that. Let's go to that. Let's see. There's my sloth. So there's that sloth. There's that sloth. So we did us a couple of sloths tonight. It's hard to see on the vertical. I don't know how to show both of them on the vertical other than to do it that way. So that's what I did tonight. Let's see. Let's see what kind of thing Pamela sent me. Oh, Pamela. Oh my goodness. Oh my. This is me and my dog. What a lovely tribute.
You're reconnecting.
Give it a minute.
Dang. Oh.
That's me and my dog. That was her. That was her last day as my dog. That was a very hard day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Pamela. Anyway, I wasn't expecting to get emotional. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is my favorite night of the week when I get to art with my besties. Nobody needs to see that. We did a couple of sloths tonight. Oh, look at me, big tough biker dude. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is my favorite night of the week when I get to art with my besties, along with every morning when I get to art with my besties at 5:30 a.m. our Texas time. Be sure and join us tomorrow morning. We're going to do this rabbit. It's a champagne. What did I say it was? Does anybody remember champagne d'argent rabbit? And the only thing I really know about them is they're born black, and those colors come in later. But we'll talk about that and more fun facts about this little hopper tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time. So you're going to want to set your notification bell so you don't miss that. In the meantime, be sure and join us next time. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. Thank you so much for joining us, Rick and Pamela and Ivy. And was Adele here earlier? It seems like Adele was here earlier. And I know Claudia was. I know Claudia was here earlier. Adele must have been from this morning. I must be running together. Claudia was here. Marty was here. Mary over on the vertical side. There was somebody else on the vertical side. Myra. Yes, Myra. Thank you all so much for joining me. It makes it so much more fun when I get to chat with you guys while we're arting along. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing, because that is how we know that the lag has caught up with the stream. It gives you a chance to say hello and goodbye to each other. It makes sure that everybody gets to ask any questions that they may have, and it makes sure that the most important part is that I don't get cut off mid-sentence. It gives you a chance to click the clicky thingies this way if you're on the horizontal, or this way if you're on the vertical. But again, the most important part is